Well, here you going, everyone. Josh the Collector Guy. Hope you all had an awesome week this week, everyone. Hope you're able to find some awesome cars for your collections during the week. Well, this is my lot of stuff yet again, everyone. Got some awesome blue cards just here, 80s stuff, and a pretty early experimental card as well. Pretty much from the early 90s, I would say. That one's really awesome. Got a few other things as well. The old Chevy Stepside here, the old Toy Club one. That one's really awesome. Another one of these Italian-made Hot Wheels as well. I believe that's a Maserati, from what I remember. We'll get to that much later in the video. Some loose ones, but first up, we'll start off with these two just here, which I got at the flea markets today. Went with Dad to the flea market yet again. Found some pretty cool stuff. Got a second wind just here, made in India. One of the ones from the 90s they did make in India. I believe the GMC motor, there was the GMC motorhome. It is up there off to the left, just right there. So I'm glad to have one of them in the collection. I believe there was a Camaro as well, and I think there was a fair few of them as well, what were made in the 90s in India, if that makes any sense at all. So that one's pretty cool, glad to have that. I think I do have one somewhere in my room, but it's not as in good condition as this one is. I know this one really isn't, but it's still a lot better than the other one, so quite happy with that. And at the next flea market I went to, found the old BMW M1 just here, the wind splitter. That one's a really nice one. Don't believe I've seen this one before in the aqua with the white lightning bolts. The one I usually always see is the green one with the yellow lightning bolts. And a car what didn't seem like it was produced all that often either in the Hot Wheels line, the old BMW M1. I do have the real rider version. It is right there, hiding behind the mighty split window Corvette just there. It's just right in there. So, unfortunately it's blocked, but that's one of the only other BMW M1s in the collection, so that one's in not too bad a shape. I think that one was $2, so I think it was worth it in the end anyway, so very happy with that. Moving on now to some more loose cars. Oh boy, another byway, man. That B word again. I think that's probably the second or third week in a row I've had that truck in one of my videos, but anyway, we'll get to it in just a second. Got another one of these mighty Corvette Stingrays just here. I do have a carded one of this one, so picked up a loose one for pretty cheap, which I kind of think's unusual to have a carded one before you find a loose one. But that's just my opinion anyway. I'm not sure if anyone agrees with that. Really beautiful Corvette, probably my favourite Corvette Hot Wheels have ever produced. Really, really nice indeed. Beautiful, beautiful Corvette. Glad to have a loose one in the collection now. Another one of these Ultra Hots, because the M1 did come from the Ultra Hot series, I believe. But this one's the old Solier CX4. This one is a favourite of mine. Sporting the mighty Ultra Hot wheels as well, and I love that red colour as well. Such a beautiful, beautiful red. This one's in pretty much mint shape as well, and it pretty much they all seem like to be. Well, they all seem like they are blister pulls, except for the Dinty Moore Byway Man, because they came in a baggie. But didn't suspect the engine to be all painted, because I thought it was just the pipes on the top of the engine what were painted, but obviously the engine did get a paint over through the painting process, I guess. That one's really nice. Remember this one from when I was little too, in the early 90s as well, when it had the mighty Chevy bow tie and the Hot Wheels race team colours on it. Does take me back to when I was a kid, so very happy with that. Now there is a reason why I do have my carded Pontiac J2000 there, because there's a variation between these two. This one, what I have carded is the Malaysia version, and the sunroof is small as you can see on that one, and underneath it does say Malaysia just down the bottom there. Whereas this one I recently picked up has the largest sunroof. As you can see, that is one of the variations on the Pontiac J2000, and she's made in Hong Kong, so I'm quite happy with that. And in my opinion, the old Pontiac J2000 seem to be quite rare in my opinion, even though the yellow one I think of the Pontiac J2000s is the more common one, but the old green one and that with the dragon on the side, they're quite hard to get. I do have 2 of those in the collection, and both of them are variations as well. Quite a nice little car too, the old little J2000. Really do like it indeed. And the old Dinty Moore Bywayman, another Bywayman ticked off the list. Still have a long way to go though in the hunt for all the Bywaymans, super scrapers, power plows and pavement pounders. Very happy with that one. I forgot what Dinty Moore is, but it reminds me of a chocolate bar brand or something, but I don't think it's that at all. I think it might be a shop or something like that. But still, I would like to get one in the baggie, because I'm sure the one in the baggie does have the 2 lights there on top of the roll bar. But anyway, just glad to have this one for the moment, because I think it was a promotional thing, came in the baggie. So very happy with that. Another Bywayman, as I said, ticked off the list. Moving on now to the carded stuff. Got a variety this week. As always, the blue cards. Some of these have been lying around for a few weeks now, so finally glad to share them with you all. Got 2 of the Good Humour trucks, and you're probably thinking, well, what's so special about 2 of them? Well, they're both variations, as you can see. I'll just drop that one. That one's got the large window, that one's got the small window. That's a variation on the old Good Humour trucks, and I believe with this particular one as well, there's one where it blocks out one of the things on the menu just there. It might be strawberry or something like that. I know I've got a few of them loose, and there's a few hard to find variations where it's blocked out one and changed the menu, if that makes any sense. I'm sure that the both of them do have the large and small windows as well for the back, so that's more variations to find. Do like the Good Humour truck though, really cool looking. It pretty much is based on the Letter Getter, you could say. It's pretty much the same sort of van. That one's got the old Speed Points flyer in the bottom, that one doesn't. And very early blue card number as well, so very happy with that. And we'll have a look at the list on the back, why not? Lots of rare variations, as I've touched on in my last video of the blue cards, especially the Monster Vet. There's a fair few of them as well. And I think there's a few that are extremely rare, more rarer than probably some red lines. So quite happy with those. A casting I do like to collect, probably not as much as my Chevys and that, but still one what I do look out for from time to time, I guess. Love the early blue cards. And 2 other ones just here. Got the old 59 Cadillac with the beautiful fins on the back, but one thing I'm not a big fan of on this particular Cadillac by Hot Wheels, it's ultra skinny. It should be much wider than that, because everyone knows Cadillacs are huge. They're almost like tanks, they're that big. I'm sure if you whacked a gun on it, you could pass it as a tank in real life. But other than that, that's my only gripe with the Cadillac. That's the only problem with it anyway. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Still a beautiful car. Because I don't think I've got this one on the blue card. Well, if I don't, I certainly do now. And 79 cents, gee, I wish we could get them for that price over here in Australia. And a car what sort of is hard to get on the blue card, the old blown Camaro with the ultra Hot Wheels just here. I think one what's even harder to get is the one with the gold Hot Ones just there. And even more harder to get it flipped upside down as well. As you can see, it's on the international card. And I did get this from a Canadian seller too, so that has something to do with it. As you can see, all my other ones just there as well on the much earlier 80s card. It's another one to add to that ever-growing line just there, but I think I've run out of room, so I might have to find another spot for her. Moving on now to the ones from the 80s. Got I think this one's Big Bertha. That one's really nice in the tan camo. Really do like that one. Love the military stuff. Always try and get it when I can. These are pretty cheap. I think some of these cost me under $10 each, so I was pretty happy with that. If you can find an old carded Hot Wheel from the 80s for $10 and under, I suggest you grab it. And got the old Sting rod just here. Not sure what it's based on. So it looks like it's got American, Japanese in it as well. It sort of looks like Pontiac. It sort of looks like a Nissan. It's quite a variety of cars all in one, I reckon. Looks really, really tough though. I really do like this one. And I don't think I've really got any Sting rods in the collection, so I'm glad to have this one on card. Really, really do like that one. Got another one of these Firebird funny cars on an early card as well. This one was pretty cheap as well. I'm surprised no one jumped on it. I think there was at least 10 people watching it. I thought, well, you get it while you can, I reckon. That's why I did. And 10 other people missed out. Do like the old Firebird funny cars. Do have one on a different car just up there, as you can see on top of John Force's car. So really happy with that. Really nice and mint as well. It's like it was never put on the shelf. And unpunched as well. And the good old steering rigs. And the good old experimental cards as well. Always try and get these, as I always say about a lot of things, when I can. This one was pretty cheap as well, considering of, well, how rare some of the experimental cards are. I think this is the third experimental card for the collection. And it's the old 32 Ford delivery. It's not a bad looking truck, might I say. Being a big Chevy General Motors fan, I am. Because I do have the custom Corvette and the Bulldozer on the experimental card. As you can see, the list on the back there as well would have been exactly the same as the blue card one just there. So that one's really cool as well. Really happy with that. I do like the experimental cards. Something cool to have in the collection, might I say. Getting to the end of it now. Got the Toy Club limited edition, well, limited collector's edition Chevy Stepside just here. I have seen in my Tom Mart's book a picture of this truck, and I thought that looks really nice. I wouldn't mind having that someday. And well, what do you know, I actually have it in the collection now, and it's only limited to 7,000 as well, so it's, well, sort of a high number, but it's not really as much as the old 95 treasure hunts were, which was 10,000, but even that's still pretty low to probably what the super treasure hunts are these days. I think there'd be millions of them, yet they go for ridiculous prices. That's why I don't buy them anymore. I stick to the older stuff. It's really nice as well, really done up in a nice little package. It's a little bit damaged, but oh well. And I do love the old Chevy Stepside truck, something I remember greatly, well, truck I remember greatly from when I was a kid. Absolutely love it. I would have been in 95 as well. So very, very happy with that. And last but not least, one of these Italian-made Hot Wheels. I have shown an Opel Monza in, I think it was at least 10 videos ago, if not more than that, of one in a box exactly like this. I managed to get that off a French seller, but funnily enough, I got this off a seller here in Australia off eBay, so thought that was kind of weird. Wouldn't have thought I would have found one here in Australia. I believe it's a Maserati as well. It's quite a basic looking Maserati compared to what they look like these days. So that one's really cool as well. I think it has been open. I remember in the listing the car was open, but anyway, it's been put back in there properly, and I'm quite happy with that. As you can see, made in Italy, and quite a variety of languages on there as well. Sure, there's French, well, there's definitely German, and there's English as well, so, and of course there'd be Italian as well. So obviously the European market saw a lot of these, and there are quite a few rare ones as well around. So very happy with that. I I know the box art's very, very basic, but it's very striking. I really like the colour combination on that. And the back's very plain as well. I'm surprised they didn't show a lineup of the cars, but anyway. Very happy with that. Glad to add it to the ever-growing collection, as everyone knows. We'll take a little look behind me. That's where I keep all my Bywaymans now, in that little case just there. One day I might show everyone what is in there, but anyway. On that bombshell, it's time to end this week's video, everyone. I really hope you did enjoy. Hope I didn't bore you too much, but thanks for all the views, likes, comments, and some subscriptions. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to you all. Really do appreciate those kind comments you leave for me each and every week. Thank you very much for that. Well, that's it, everyone, for this week. Really hope you did enjoy, as I just said. And remember, as always, everyone, happy hunting. Keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Have an awesome week.